today. I know that Canada has basically said, yeah, we're not letting you all in if he wins as individuals. They basically made it clear. But that's why I thought, well, wait a minute now. Well, why do we have to leave this country? I love this country. And if Trump wins a second term, it's not actually my fault or people in New York. So I thought I would suggest to Canada that instead of us trying to illegally cross the border at night without them noticing, which is pretty hard because there's a lot of us, that they should instead agree to let us be the southeast province of Canada, a new province of Canada. And I offered, even though I hadn't gotten agreement from other states yet, that I thought New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont would combine and be a great new province as the southeast province of Canada. Close quote. Now, can I ask the question, how is that democratic? This is you, ma'am, acting as a brutal, vicious dictator, basically saying that you think that everyone in your state agrees with you, and not only do they all agree with you in your state, but in 4 other states, and that there is unanimous agreement and consent out there. What happened to our precious democracy? What happened to acting all the democratic and stuff here? Don't you want to put this to a vote? Don't you want to give the people of the great state of New York a chance to vote on whether or not they want to leave the current union? Now, look, I'm just playing Diablo Avocado here and giving you the devil's advocate stuff because this is obviously someone who has been talking about this for as long as I have. I know that at the end of the day, that the legalities of this are, if New York wanted to, they absolutely could. Why do you want to join Canada? Every time I think of this, I think of the South Park song, Blame Canada, blame Canada. They're not a real country anyway. If they're not a real country anyway, then why would you want to join Canada? It just... I have the song somewhere, but I was just searching for it to see if I could play it real quick. By the way, things aren't going that well for the Canadians. And if you think you're going to join that government because Trudeau is running it, how do you know Trudeau is not going to get Biden and Harris, and that there's not going to be a Canadian version of Trump that's going to come along and is going to take over? Because there was a guy, I remember when Kennedy Hall was on, there's a guy, okay, what province is he in? I want to say that he was in Manitoba. It'll come back to me here in a minute here, but the dude actually ran against Trudeau and got a significant amount of votes. As a matter of fact, he won his province. Now, he didn't win the whole thing because the province is linked to Montreal and to Quebec and to the other leftard provinces. So the dude won his province. And he's a Trump guy. I mean, I say he's a Trump guy. He's like, make Canada great again. What happens if you join Canada and all of a sudden Canada goes all make Canada great again? Micah. Basically, everybody in these states are progressive Democrats, she said, and they would fit in pretty well with the political philosophy of at least most of the Canadian elected officials, she contended. Kreuger, whose district includes the Upper East Side and Midtown Manhattan, has even floated the idea with connections who say politicians in Ottawa would back it. I proposed that this could be an option, and I got back some unofficial responses and heard that this is probably sellable in Ottawa. You know, the Canadians are dumb enough to take the freaking New Yorkers and the Connecticut's and Massachusetts and Vermont, and dude, happy freaking trails.
They're all blue up there anyway.
Happy effing trails.
The U.S. would be better off.
Again, do you need any help? Can I aid and assist you in any way? Do we need to provide you with, well, actually, you wouldn't have to leave with moving vans. What are you going to do about Maine, by the way? Massachusetts is not connected directly to your new little union. How are Massachusetts going to get? Let me pull this up. Just looking at the. Okay, there's. Well, no, I got a map. I'm just looking. Okay. Well, actually, Massachusetts, you could get from Vermont. From Massachusetts into Vermont. You could actually get from Massachusetts into New York. So I guess they are all touching. And you could get to, but you'd have to, you could only go west because you can't go directly north because you have Maine directly to the north of Boston. And then to the west of Boston, you have New Hampshire. And there is no mention of the live free or die state and joining the union. So even though you would be connected, but it would be kind of inconvenient to get to the rest of your union and then to get into Canada. She also said, I proposed that this could be an option, and I got back some unofficial responses. If we were Europe in the length of time we've been a nation for Canada, if we were European countries, our borders would have moved around 20 times by now, right? How many times have we talked about this and going like, what's the big deal? Rethink the American Union for the 21st century. It only makes sense. I don't have anything in common with the people in New York. People in New York don't have anything in common with us. So, yeah, if you want to form your own union, I just see, why don't you just form your own union? You know what this is? This is a bunch of cowardly sissies who do not have the courage of their convictions here and want to be able to blame someone. They literally want to be able to blame Canada when this thing goes up in flames. While Kreuger plots to counter Trump in any way she can, Trump has made clear that he is willing to work with the New York Democrats to ensure that make New York great again, right? During his historic sold-out rally in Madison, MAGA Square Garden in the lead-up to the election, Trump said he wants to help make New York safe and strong and blah, 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 blah. And he added that it would be that he would work with hateful Hochul, Satan's apostle, and Mayor Eric Adams. I think the Trump campaign or the incoming Trump administration should be out there signaling right now, hey, if you guys want to secede, let us know. Because we would like to aid and assist you in that process.